What's up, friends? Welcome to What's Up Wednesday. So happy to see my friends today. Hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to anyone who is new to my channel. I'm Kat, obviously. But welcome. If you are new, please let us know who you are, what you like to get up to, what you're planning to do today. If you're going to hang around, I would love to know. I promise we're a friendly group and we have a fun time. It's kind of like a looser vibe on Wednesdays. You can do anything you want to do, just hang out, have some fun, and yeah, let us know. Let us know who you are and what you're doing. And for anyone who's watching after the fact, welcome as well. Let us know what you got up to during your time. I'm just nosy like that. So like I said, hope everyone is having a good Wednesday. We're at that like midpoint of the week and trying to get over the hump. Y'all might have some plans that y'all are looking forward to for the weekend, or you might be in the middle of a project, or you just might be sick of doing whatever it is you're doing at work. Want the week to end. But anyway, I have been up to doing a lot of organizing this week at my home with my home library, and it is coming along, and I'm very excited. I know that you really can't see a lot, but like I've rearranged my shelves in the back. I added a shelf to that back book shelf. I moved my Anne Rice books into my main area of the library for the moment. I don't know, that they may move to another shelf. It all just depends on space. And then where my Edgar Allan Poe is, I moved all my short stories off of that shelf except for Poe's stories, a collection of Lovecraft and Brothers Grimm, because I think I'm going to keep most of my folkloric stories together. I haven't 100% decided on that. But anyway, I got a bookshelf from my dad's house and he brought it to me. And so I decided to put my short stories on there. And then I also have like some collections, anthologies. If you took English classes back in the day, not sure if Norton is still used, but I had like 3 huge Norton anthology books, one for poetry, one for short stories, one for American literature. And then I have like this big ginormous book of plays. So I put that on the bottom of that shelf. It's not a huge bookshelf, but enough to kind of house, collections in some sense. So anyway, I'd like to keep Poe in here if I can, but like I said, it's a work in progress. I have so many books, and I'm trying to get rid of some of them too, but I brought an influx in with all my mom's books. But that is what I have been up to. I also ordered some cleaning products that I have been seeing on Instagram and Facebook. You see these reels. I've seen a lot of organization reels and also a lot of cleaning products. And I'm always looking for something to make things easier or better. So I bought some of these products. Some of them should arrive today. They have not arrived yet, but some of them should arrive today, I hope. And that's going to kind of help me with, some projects I have around the house, especially my kitchen, because my kitchen, I want to get organized. It's one of my decluttering projects on my 26 for 2026 list. My library is another one, and then my master closet. So I'm trying little by little to do that, but you'd be surprised how long it takes. I mean, I don't know. I'm very slow. I'm trying not to be attached to some of these items and making just a split-second decision if I can. But I am reading, and I did finish Partner in Crime today by J.A. Jance. This is the, I believe, 16th book in the Beaumont series and number 10 in the Joanna Brady series. So Beaumont and Brady, they collide. And at first when they meet, they're both stubborn people. And they kind of clashed a little bit. So I'm glad to say that, that got a little bit better as the, story went along. It was a good mystery. We guessed the murderer for the most part, my group that I'm reading this with. But it was like a little twist as to how this murder came about. So that was a good little twist, and also two characters that we thought, were bad ended up being good, and ones that are good, were bad kind of thing. So it was a good mystery. It was a good introduction to Beaumont and Brady kind of meeting together. Not sure if they'll ever, be on a case again because they don't live close to each other. I mean, Beaumont lives in Seattle and Joanna lives in Bisbee, Arizona. So it's not like they're just like, neighbors or anything like that. So, yeah. And then we did find out a little bit about Beau's second wife, Anne Corley. We got some more backstory about her, So I don't know if that helped Beau out or not. I mean, he was kind of sad about the discovery, but anyway, it was good. I ended up giving this one 4 stars. And enjoyed it. And of course, love my discussions that I have in Discord with the Beaumont Brady Bunch, which consists of Carmen, Stormy, and Sarah. Y'all see Stormy and Carmen in here all the time. So, yeah, they seem to really be enjoying it as well. But I am curious to see, I already got Sarah's thoughts for the ending of the book. I'm curious to see what Stormy and Carmen have to say. Also, Esther Jane. Esther Jane also will weigh in. Esther Jane comes sometimes, but yeah. With that being said, if I do any reading, which I'm not sure if I will or not, I'm listening to a podcast right now with Gretchen Rubin on her podcast, and I want to get some things done. I was busier today doing some stuff and didn't get to do library organization. So I may do some of that. I might read and like take turns so I can at least get up and stretch my legs. But I am also reading Wolves of the Column. This is by Stephen King, and it is the 5th book in the Dark Tower series. And I am enjoying it so far. I am buddy reading this with my friend Alex over at Frank Fiction, and I am on page 120. I think 709 is the total pages in here for me. But so far I'm enjoying it. I'm trying to figure out how like the first part in the prologue is going to match up with our characters on the quest. I think I know what's going to happen with that. This is my watch. I have to figure out how I can get that to not go off at this time. But anyway, I'm getting to the point where the prologue and where our people on the quest, like what's expected of them, and a lot's happening with our characters right now that's kind of got a little bit of supernatural stuff happening. So I don't know. I don't know where it's going to go, but so far I'm enjoying it. And there is a character in there I have to check, but there has been mention of Jerusalem's Lot in here, which ties it to Salem's Lot, which happens to be my favorite Stephen King novel. So anyway, that is what I am up to and what I'm planning to get up to this evening. So let's see who is here and what everybody else is going to be up to. So Andy popped in before I got on and said, hi, Cat and friends. So hello, Andy. So good to see you. Susan is here. Good afternoon, Susan. Susan, if you would be so kind as to give me an adjective, please, an adjective for our would you rather question that we do. Couldn't think about what I was going to say. Cameron, wood. How are you, Cameron? Happy Wednesday to you, my friend. Travis, I'm still dealing with stressful stuff, but I'm going to try my best to be here for this today. I need it. Still at work, then got to go to the store after and then cook when I'm home. Travis, if you're still here, can you give me an adverb too? You haven't given me one in a long time. Hi, Amesky. How are you? You got an error message. Ooh, I hope not. And Cameron said, I'm wrapping up my editing for Sunday's videos and getting ready to visit with family this weekend. Fun. I love that. A little vacation. And hello, Jen, reading Spinning Silver tonight and work on some filming. Excellent. and going to play some Animal Crossing after dinner and do some reading. We had a guy come out to find the leak. Oh, yes. And for 15 minutes of him being there, it was over $400. That is insane. I mean, I know you got to pay people for their time, but come on. Good night. That's a lot. A lot. And hello, Heidi. I decided to reread The Black Tongue Thief and prep for book 3 coming out in October. It is as good as I remember. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And look at you being a librarian. I'm very excited about how it is looking. Also, too, I have to preface this that there is a bookshelf. I have bookshelves right outside my office, and one of them houses Andrew's books. And Andrew has so many different topics that he reads about. But anyway, he had a box of books. And when I had first given him this bookshelf that belonged to me, I just had put books on there to get them out of a box and get them on a shelf. But there was plenty of room once I knew I organized it. So I went ahead and I organized that shelf out there. He's got a lot of other stuff that's on top of the bookshelf. So I need to get some kind of like a bin of some kind, just like a Sterilite container. I need to see if I have one, and put all of these, like, it's like memorabilia for him, different things that he has kept over the years, or like his friends gave him, his last couple of years in college or whatever. So I need to get that off of there. And then I could actually put some more books on top of the bookshelf. I have some bookends that I can put. They are like library bookends because I had them when I had my classroom library. So I need to do that and get that shaped up a little bit, and just get another box out of that room. Now, of course, I am storing some things in Andrew's room because I'm trying to get my box ready if I ever decide to open my Pango shop. I've got books in there that I need to see if anybody wants. Kelsey gave me a bunch of books, and they're not books that I'm going to keep. So I need to see if there's anybody who would be interested in them. Some of them I took, some of them I'm not. And then I have my mom's books that I'm not going to keep. So I got to kind of like have them in a place until I can find out where I'm going to put the ones that I am keeping, if that makes any sense. But so much organization, really, just a lot. But I'm really liking how nice and neat my shelves are looking in the library. And it's just nice not to have these boxes in my living room anymore, because I felt like I had a warehouse instead of a living room. And hello, Roxy, how are you? And Andy says, my Wednesday over the hump feels like I hit the bump and I'm flying in the air waiting for gravity to drop. Oh no, what's going on? If you need some support, give me a message. Send me a message in Discord. And Roxy says, I'm eating Cajun. I don't know what the dough Cajun chicken pasta I made, and we'll probably read more Dungeon Crawler Carl later. Excellent. That is a series that we would like to try, to read. Alex and I talked about it. And the leak is coming from under the slab, but he is pretty confident they can get to it from the outside. If not, they have to go behind the wall inside the house and cut into our floor. Ugh, I hope not. I hope they can get it. I hope they can. And good afternoon, Anne. Trying to finish View from the East Wing by Jill Biden. Saw her speak last night. It was incredible. Fun. And so I'm stressed. My advice to anyone, don't own a house. Always rent. Make someone else fix and pay for your problems. And I got Norton anthologies too. They weigh like 10 pounds each. Yes, they do. But I feel like they're a wonderful collection to have. And I don't think either one of my boys got an anthology like that when they went to college. But anyway, I'm going to keep them. And if my boys decide they want to donate them, then they can do that. But there's a lot of valuable stories in them, I think. I recently started to decoupage. It has been years. I'm creating a cute book nook in my bedroom with my new crafty things. That's fun. I love that. You are being crafty. And I follow a TikTok creator, and she has 3-second rule. If you hesitate, it's a keep for now. Yeah, like I found these magazines, these like recipe magazines that apparently Kraft had made. Who knows how long I've had these, but they were in a pile underneath some coloring books that I had. Well, I wanted to keep the coloring books, but I was like, do I really need these? I mean, I don't cook. We have cookbooks. I mean, I don't even know how old they were. I tossed that yesterday. It didn't even take much to even think about that. I didn't even hardly blink. And hi, Shannon, made friends with the like button. Thank you, my friend. And Jamie said, hey, just popping in to say hello, heading out to a cardiologist appointment. Hopefully, I'll be able to pop back in after. Well, good luck with that appointment. I hope everything is okay. And just finished my stream. Need to take a bit of a screen break. Yeah, I don't blame you. I hear you on that. You don't think it takes a lot out of you to stream, but it does. It can wear you out. And still here, but getting up to stretch my legs and change over laundry. Sounds good. And Lady One In, he's referring to Shannon, and highs to Andy. Just popping in to say hi. I'm not in a reading mood today. Gotcha. And have a wonderful sprint. Thank you, Robin. Thanks for popping in. And Travis is going to give us supernaturally as his word. Supernaturally. So I don't know Susan heard. Why is my pen not working? Supernaturally. Because I don't want to forget. Of course, I can't spell, it seems like. Oh, Susan's right behind you. Lively. Okay, supernaturally and lively. And I will pop that in when we go on our first one. And to Travis, I rent and I'm still waiting. My water damage to be fixed in my townhouse a month ago. Yeah, Travis, Emily has had a horrendous time. And get this, she has been in her apartment for a long time. And you would think they would have given her like top treatment to get that fixed, Johnny on the spot, since she's good about paying her rent and doing what she needs to do. Nope, she's not getting any special treatment, which is horrible. I hate that she's dealing with that. And hello, Alicia, just joining. Happy Wednesday, doing a lot of things today. I feel like a chicken running around. That's kind of how I felt this week. And to Emily, yes, I know landlords can suck too, but at least you hopefully don't have to pay. Home insurance won't even cover any part of this leak, which I think that's terrible. I don't see why they can't, you can't put a claim in. And this whole thing is going to probably cost around 3,000 to 5,000 that we don't have because I'm not rich. I'm in a very bad mental state and just trying to not break down every second of the day. Gotcha. I can't believe your insurance will not pay for this. You should be able to have a claim to put in for that. And no, I don't have to pay for repairs. And honestly, with my lack of ability to take care of a home maintenance and the economy renting is the way to go. Yeah. And hi, Angela. I'm still doing Summerween. Only one more prompt to fulfill. Made supper early, so sipping an iced chai tea latte on this very hot day. Yeah, I have tea also. I got some Earl Grey, and I've been enjoying it. I don't have to add hardly any sweetener to it. I think Zach was the one that recommended it. It just has a different flavor to it, so I'm happy about that. And doesn't even include my 538 water bill. Okay, I'm gonna stop ranting now, just catching up on my chaos. Yeah, that's horrible. But at least now you know why your water bill was so high. Remember we talked about that there had to be a leak somewhere. Either that or somebody was stealing your water to fill their pool or something, because you just don't have a high water bill like that for nothing. And I know that feeling. My house is in that current state, boxes and books everywhere. Yeah, mine has been like this for a while though, because I feel bad. I need to help my dad clear out his house. He's also trying to redo his house. He's got a whole kitchen remodel thing going on. And so he's got things everywhere. And I'm trying to get things out of there, and mainly the books, because my mom had a lot of them. So little bit at a time, but I have to have a place to put them. So anyway, I'm clearing it out as I go. The other thing that kind of stopped me was the Friends of the Library store that I volunteer at. They moved. And so now they're in their new building and they're having their first sale. They didn't have a sale in June, but they're having their first sale this Friday. So I really want to get a box of books that I am not keeping. And I don't know if anybody would want them, but I'm going to take them over on Friday when I go and get rid of that if I can. And then I have to go see my dad again and just figure out what to do. I still haven't gone through my friend Shelley's books, and I really need to do that too because those two totes that I have are taking up real estate in my closet that I need to put other stuff in. So, yeah, it's like a work in progress. So I'm working on some light cleaning, been dealing with migraine today, and Friday I have to have a colonoscopy. So I am limited in what I can take right now. Gotcha. Good luck with that colonoscopy. I'm not due for mine until next year, but I know it's the prep is not pleasant at all. And oh, Norton Anthologies, as an English major, they were so heavy and took up so much room in my backpack in college. I agree. And do you know the date of the next Bookworm book club? Yes, it's August the 27th, I believe. It's in August. Yep, August the 27th at 7 p.m. And that will be the Lying Game. And also been on a new diet because I have to do lab tests. My triglycerides were in the 500s. That's awful. So I got to get those down so I don't get pancreatitis. Oof. Yeah, I got my blood work back from last Thursday, and my cortisol level is normal, and my thyroid is functioning correctly. And I've had the same results with my thyroid because I can look at past. So that is good news. So whatever the blood test is saying compared to like the saliva test, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. But anyway, I've checked it and that is good. My cholesterol is elevated, but it is lower than the last time I got it taken in 2022. So whatever I'm doing is helping. The endocrinologist that I did see that I don't like, he automatically wanted to put me on medicine. So I'm glad I didn't listen to him because he told me I was not going to be able to fix it with food. So that obviously is not the truth. And then my glucose was a little elevated, but I do remember my gynecologist telling me that in order for you to have really a good, accurate reading, if you're doing well with that, is that you would have to be eating at least 3 months consistently, really, really good to see some kind of a difference with that. So anyway, considering how it's elevated and what the markers are, even though she stated pre-diabetic, according to the range on the blood work, I am not, because somehow the range is a little bit tad different. So I don't know if that has changed and if she's going by what it was before. It's only by 0.2 something, but still, I'm going to take that. So I am happy because then that means I can correct this with food. And so that is going to be my next thing that I need to do is to focus on the added sugar. And I know I can do it because I did a whole month where I was below 25 and below with added sugar, my whole month of June. And I'm just going to have to do a lot of research on food. That's what I'm going to have to do, and drink, and just keep exercising like I've been doing. So I'm pleased with my results. And hello, Chris. How are you? And positive, though, with all this, I'm still holding a 4.0 in my master's. Excellent. Very good. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, Travis. I know you're going through a season right now. It will improve. It's temporary. Emily said, I also have been fighting with my leasing agency because I pay the same amount of rent as someone who has a dishwasher, and I don't have one. So I am saying that I should have a reduction in rent. I agree. And yeah, they said they only cover stuff damaged by the leak, like if the floor is warped or whatever, and them cutting into the floor doesn't count. Okay, well, that is damaged to fix the leak. So that doesn't make sense to me. And we will get our homes back in order, sending hugs and positive vibes. I know we will. And it's going to be wonderful. But I'm very excited because it's really gotten me very excited about tackling my next projects, a little bit at a time. And I think the more I get into it, the better. I know my friend Liz, who y'all know Liz, she's been decluttering and making a lot of headway in her house with her decluttering projects. And so that makes me hopeful that I'll get motivated and more inspired, with everything that I do. Because you really just like looking at it being nice and neat and clutter free. Travis said, I've been having good luck on Pango. Things pick up with the closer the holidays get. Okay, gotcha. I haven't started any of that yet because I've got to get to a point where, because I'm afraid I'm going to try to open it up and then I'm not going to be able to be consistent with it. So, and I'm debating, I was going to try to audition for the Christmas Carol play, and I'm thinking I might not now. I feel like I'm just not going to have time. I mean, we're here at the 15th of July, and I haven't even looked at the songs to choose from for the audition, or even work on my British accent or anything. So I'm just going to have to let it go. Just let it go. I just look at my calendar, and then like things just keep popping up on it. And I'm like, I just don't see how I'm going to have time to do it. So I'm going to let it go and just try to get my life organized and back to where it was before my season of sorrow. And once that happens, then I can like explore other stuff. But I feel like I keep trying to add things onto a foundation that's very shaky, and I don't like it. And I'm tired of not being able to do 100% on things. I'm not a 75% doing things kind of gal. And hey, Amanda, how are you, my friend? And are you putting the books you aren't keeping on Pingo? Thanks for the book club date. Some of them I will. Some of them I'm just donating. It depends on the condition of the books. And it depends on my mom had a lot of like personal development, self-help kind of books that are kind of outdated. Like a couple of them, I'm like, I don't even know if anybody would be interested in this. So I have tossed a couple of those books, and some of them I've just given to the friends at the library, and they can toss it if they want to. But eventually, I mean, I have a box that I'm starting. And then, of course, I do have books that I will be giving away in November, like I always do. So I have books for that as well. So we'll just see. I mean, there are quite a few books that my mom has that are duplicates of books that I already have. So I don't need 2 copies of them. And there's some books that I really like that she got, but I could see kind of like the J.A. Jance books, for example. I'm not going to ever read these J.A. Jance books ever again, so I'm not keeping them. So as I'm reading them, I'm donating them, just because it's part of a series. And unless you start at the beginning, you're not going to want book 16. But some of them, I mean, like this book is in really decent condition. I could put it on Pango if somebody's looking for it, but I don't think it'll sell. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, eventually I will be putting books that I'm not keeping. I mean, I'd like to read all the books I have, but there are some books I'm like, am I ever really going to read this? Why did I buy this book? So yeah, Angela. We had a tree come down a week ago. It took out the shed. Thankful my brother has a chainsaw, so he helped with the tree and removed it. The insurance is paying for the shed and contents. Well, at least they're doing that. And food and exercise make a huge difference. Plus, everybody's body is different. Exactly. Yeah. So I was a little annoyed and that's why I went to go see Dr. Prashanti. She's an internal medicine doctor and cardiologist. That's why I initially went to go see her back in 2023, was because I'm like, I don't want to automatically be put on any kind of medication until I can figure out if we can fix it with food and exercise, if I make a really good effort. And because I just know so many people that are on medication, including my parents, that they were put on this medicine and it gives them an excuse not to make changes. And my thing is, if I don't ever have to be on it, I don't want to be on it. And that's a personal choice for everybody. But I'm just going to try. I mean, it's not to say that I might not have, I mean, I might have to at some point, but at least I can try. But I can tell you for a fact, for me, that changing my diet with the dairy and the gluten and the sugar has helped my inflammation in my hands immensely. I had trigger finger in 3 fingers, and I no longer have that. And that is all from changing my diet. So I know it's possible. You just have to be strict and you have to give up things that is like not healthy for your body type. So, it's you just got to pick and choose, you know. Anne says, I have the new patio cushions in the house right now. I'm just thankful it was not the house. Yes. Yeah. I've had a tree on my house and it's not fun at all. So I'm glad it was not your house. And Alicia said, I wanted to clutter and organize as well. I need to get tips from Liz. She is doing amazing. She is, very much so. I think once you figure out, like I've also been looking at just different things that people are using for storage and how they're cleaning everything out, especially under their cabinets and things. And I'm like, I just want to do that. I want to get all the stuff taken out. And if you're not using it, just get rid of it. I think part of my issue is I've paid for something and I want to use it up. And sometimes that's just not the case, that you just have to let it go. And I have to get like out of that mindset, of doing that. But I don't know if anybody else is like that. Like you feel like because you spent the money on it, you need to use it. Allegedly, things are getting fixed Monday. I've been living with tarp over things in the living room and my linen closet contents in my spare room since the leaking. Yeah, I know how that is. It's awful. It is awful. Like literally all of Andrew's contents of his bedroom was in our living room, our halls, everywhere for over 6 months. And that was not fun. Hey, Linda. Hope everyone is doing good today. I'm doing fine. I hope you're doing well. And Kat, you just have to put in your bio when you ship and whatnot. Once again, reach out if you need help. It's super easy and book people understand as long as you communicate with them. It works out. Yeah, I'll definitely be reaching out to you, Liz, Alicia, all my friends that have Pango shops, because everybody tells me it's easy. So I feel really excited that I have resources and sources that I can get help from. Matthew, happy Wednesday, my friend. I'm reading Ring Shout, almost done. How are you liking it? I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it, but I really enjoyed it. And I ended up sending it to Alex because I thought that would be a book that she would like as well. And yeah, I want to audition for Ursula in local production of Little Mermaid, but just no way I could find time or honestly mental energy. That's it. That's it right there. Now, I mean, things might change. I haven't even looked at the songs. If it's a song that I think I could get away with practicing on my own, I might do that. I just can't see working with a voice coach before then. I don't know how I would fit that in. I've got things on my calendar already of commitments, and I don't know. It's just going to take a lot of time. I just can see it. I mean, I've been in a production at the Columbia Theater, so I know the time commitment for it. But there's a part of me that wants to do it because I miss doing any kind of acting or improv. I haven't done much of any of it. I mean, the last thing I did was a murder mystery with the Columbia Theater a couple of years ago. It wasn't last year, it was the year before. So, yeah, I just miss it. And and yeah, I'm reading Wrong Number, Fear Street by Stein for Giallo July. Excellent. And I'm sorry to hear about your season of sorrow, praying. Thank you, Susan. Yes, I had a season of sorrow for about a year and a half, and it's gotten better. It has gotten better. It's been a while, but basically it was from the summer of 2023 to basically 2025. So almost 2 years, almost, but it's gotten better. And you never know. I've had things that I thought would never sell faster than popular ones. Yeah. And I'm 100% an ebook reader now. Sometimes I want to just sell all my physical books that I haven't read, but then I'm like, nah. Yeah, there are some books that I'm like, am I really going to read these? I'm kind of even on the fence about my James Patterson books that I've had for a long time. Like I spent time collecting my Alex Cross books because I really did like the first couple in that series and then got away from it. So James Patterson might end up being like my J.A. Jance books, you know, although the J.A. Jance I got from my mom. But yeah, I just don't know. I think to myself, there are other books that I want to keep. And then I really would like to get to the point, believe it or not, where I just mainly get my physical books from the library. Keep my ones that I really want and only buy the ones that if I can't possibly get it anywhere, and then go from there. And I have fallen down the TikTok rabbit hole of decluttering. It is the best and worst. The biggest thing I've learned is do not buy storage until you've done decluttering, and you have to get rid of the guilt of getting rid of something you bought but haven't used or was a gift. Yes, Jen, that's exactly what my feelings are about that. I almost wish I could just even hire a organizing person just to come in and kind of help with it. But I think that if I keep watching videos and kind of seeing what the end game is, another thing that I told my husband, and I saw this on I don't have TikTok, but I have an Instagram with those reels, is I've noticed people putting cabinets in their pantries. Like we don't have any cabinets in our pantries. So you have all this floor space, and our floor space just gets stuff on it all the time that's not organized. It aggravates me. So, and also too, we have our dog food bins in there too. And I'm like, God, I just wish I had another place for that to be. But I mean, it is what it is. But I told my husband, even if we built one thing of cabinets, and my husband could do it, and put those cabinets in the bottom of that last shelf, that would be a game changer. So it's a little things like that that I've picked up on Instagram, just looking at all of that. We did it for our utility room. We got cabinets in there. We used to have just like a shelf or whatever, that wire shelving. And I hated it because it like just it didn't really serve a good purpose. Now we have cabinets in there. I love how my utility room is now. It's like, that's what I want for the pantry. And we've got a lot of junk in our cabinets that we just need to get rid of. I mean, you can only use so many plates. And what do? You basically use the same, we at least use the same dishes. I use the same coffee mug pretty much every day, even though I have a million of them. So I don't know. I could be storing things in those shelves, and it would just, I like things not to really even be on the counter either. We don't have good, like our kitchen is small. So our cabinet space is not real deep either. So when you have something on the counter, it takes up space. And I don't like that. So, and then it's harder to clean. I'm just going to be honest. It's harder to clean when you have a lot of stuff on surfaces. So yeah, I'm trying to go the minimalist route. And yes, I've been watching Clutterbug videos galore. I feel that way. Buy something and I don't want to get rid of everything, but I'm thinking about my current season of life and everything. Yeah. And Emily says, if I can do Pango, it's super easy. So you see, Emily, that makes me feel good. Not saying that you're not capable, but what you're saying is it's easy. And that's what everybody has told me. So, but I want to be in a good place where I can pay attention to it. You know, I can barely even sit down and film a video. I just feel like I just don't ever have time. So that's another thing too, is just organizing, getting everything organized. And hi, Kathy. It's very nice to see you. Thanks for the sprints. Yay. And I applied for a promotion for environmental scientist too, which comes with a little raise, but it's going to take a few months. Well, we're going to put positive energy out there. If you want it, we'll put that energy out there for you. And yes to Jen. And I will share some of my favorite creators with you. I think they have Instagram as well. Please do, Jen. Please do. And the gift served its purpose when it was gifted. The person thought of you, but now it's okay to let it go if it doesn't serve you. I got you with that. I have actually regifted gifts and given them to people that I knew that would have more use for it than I would. And I would say I received this as a gift and I really don't have a use for it, but I really do think that you would benefit from this. And people appreciate that. I think they would rather know it got used than if it didn't get used. And my biggest thing is trying to declutter and people in my family pull it back out. Body doubling for the win. You can get so much help and things done. Yes, I haven't bought dishes in 20 years. I still own the dishes when I first got married. Well, I will tell you, Alicia, part of the issue is when you get your relatives things. So, when my mother-in-law passed away, there were things that my husband wanted to keep that belonged to his mom. So I get that. And I really can't say, no, we don't need another Pyrex dish or we don't need this thing. But for whatever reason, it has a memory for him. And it's something that has sentimental value to him. Same with my mom's stuff. Like my husband's not going to say, you don't need another book. You have 4,000 of them. Why do you need another one? Well, because I want it, because it's a book that belonged to my mom. That's something I would read. And it has her handwriting in it, So it's like you get things in your life because, when someone close to you passes. So that, I don't know, that I think some of our dishes we have gotten has been from people passing on or giving it to us. And we just feel like, well, this belonged to Aunt such and such. So let's keep it. I mean, even my husband has things that belong to his grandma. So what can I say? And Kathy said, I really like Dana K. White for decluttering. Oh, I wonder, that name sounds familiar to me, Kathy. I'm going to have to look it up. I think someone recommended that to me. And I want to say maybe it was on Saturday Morning Momentum. I'm heading out now. Got to go to the store and cook. Then I'll be back. Bye, Travis. Be safe. Be careful. And I have some of my mom's things. Yeah. And I have two sides to myself, sentimental hoarder and unsentimental person who throws stuff away. I never who I will be. I keep stuff for no reason. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Some stuff I'm like, I don't know. It's like I have it and I'm like, well, and also too, I do have things that have been given to me by my students that I've taught over the years. And it's like, I don't want to get rid of it because there is a sentimental value in that. But there have been a couple of things that I've been given and I'm like, you know what? I don't use cookie jars. So it's like, I didn't really particularly need this. I thought it was nice. I had it on my counter for a while, but then I have a friend that loves cookie jars. She collects them. And it was an owl and she loves owls. So I was like, you know what? Would you like another cookie jar for your collection? And she was thrilled. So I know it went to a good home. And so that made me feel good about it, is that if I can find a good home for it, I kind of feel like it's making somebody happy. But anyway, well, we are ready for a sprint, everyone. I'm sure everybody is ready to go. We have been talking for quite a while, but I love that. I love hearing y'all suggestions and knowing that I'm not the only one in this same situation. We all trying to organize and get better, improve our lives. Let's see, there's our kitty cat. I thought this was very summery. I have a little chocolate kitty cat here with some yellow eyes. Chris says, I have every movie stub for every movie I've been to. What am I going to do with them? I should get rid of them. I have a stub book for my concert tickets. And then I'm sad now because you really can't get stubs anymore. You don't get them like you used to because everything's electronic. And yeah, I found out about her on Saturday Morning Momentum. Her advice really resonates and makes sense to me. I think this is the one that gave me the example with the pins. So I do have her information. And Stormy's here. Hi, everyone. Relaxing since I've been gone all day. Dad had a doctor's appointment, and then we went to bookstore and out to eat Chinese, and I may have eaten too much. Well, I hope you finish Beaumont, though, and I hope your back's feeling better. Okay, y'all, 45 minutes. Hope y'all have a productive sprint or a relaxing sprint. Either way, happy sprinting. Welcome back. I was typing I was trying to type to Kathy because Kathy's hopping off. Okay, so, uh, I was listening to my podcast. I didn't want to put that on there and let y'all hear it and then get in trouble. So Kathy said, have to sign off to eat dinner. Thank you. Got some reading done, reading The Witness for the Dead. Have a good week, all. Thanks for being here, Kathy. It was great seeing you. Enjoy your dinner. I hope it is terrific. So I just did a little bit of all kinds of stuff. I didn't read, but I had to look up some information because I had to figure out how a character in Salem's Lot ended up in the Wolves of Kala. So I was marking some spots that I wanted to mark, like tab it. I had written it down and I needed to tab that. But so I figured out how he makes it into Midworld and Kala and all that kind of stuff. So I did that. I also put up our Would You Rather. And then I've been listening to my Gretchen Rubin, told a couple of people hello as they came in, went to go check the mailbox, and then checked to see about my Amazon order because it was supposed to come today. So I went ahead and I checked my account and it's delayed. It's going to be tomorrow. So I'm pretty bummed out about that because I was so excited about all day tomorrow being able to use these new products, and I'm going to have to wait until they arrive. Hopefully they'll come earlier in the day, not late in the day, because then I'm going to be sad that I have to, start at that point. But anyway, and then I started making my to-do list for tomorrow. I want to make sure that there's a couple of things I need to do tomorrow and I don't want to forget. And I know I will. So I'm like, if I think about it, I need to write it down because other things will get in my brain and then I'll forget until it's after the fact. So anyway, let's see how you all did. Matthew says, I'm liking Ring Shout so far. Also, how I wish Pango was available to us in Canada. I didn't realize it did not extend to Canada. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I mean, it is a tough read, Ring Shout, but I think it really is well written and just has a lot to say. It's a short book, but it has a lot to say in it. And then Angela said, I inherited so many things after my mother, father, and brother's deaths. It's very hard to let those things go. Luckily, my daughter absorbed quite a chunk of things, kept my brother's books. Wonderful. Yeah, you do. It's hard because it just gives you a little bit of a piece of them, that you can physically hold on to. And then I guess over time, then it's easier if either it breaks apart or whatever happens to it. I mean, at the end of the day, and I read this somewhere that, we hold on to a lot of things that are not going to mean anything to anybody else. And so once you're gone, then they're going to have to dispose of it in some way. So, but I kind of feel like if it's bringing you joy while you're here, why not just hold on to it? And then if you don't find any more joy in it, then at that point you can either find a new home for it or donate it. I mean, somebody could use it, especially if it's in good shape. And Stormy says, getting ready to work on Partner in Crime. Ooh. I'm curious to hear your thoughts and Carmen's thoughts. Sarah and I weighed in about the ending. Again, I think Jance, I mean, she created the character of Joanna Brady. So it's just odd that she would have Joanna do something that's so out of character. Like, it's not believable to me. So same thing in this book. It happened in last book and same thing in this book. So I'll be curious. Kristen's here. Hello. She came in right when we were going on our sprint. And Jen said, thunderstorm just rolled in and lights flickering, hoping I don't lose power. I hope you don't either. especially when you want to get stuff done. ED is here, just got off work and heading to the local university library for some research, so I will be in and out. Well, excellent. I'm glad you're here, ED, in and out. And hello, Kaylin. I'm probably going to pop in periodically tonight. Hope all is well. Yep, I hope all is well with you also. And ED's asking, I hope all are well. So far, so good. And Nicole's here. Hello. I'm going to be finishing Full Night, Volume 1, and Dreadful by Caitlin Rozakis. Very nice. I haven't heard of either one, but as long as you're enjoying them, that's all that matters. Emily said, read some in, and now back to you. Vacuumed the living room and heated up dinner, ground turkey and rice in a tortilla shell. That sounds yummy. I'm thinking I might have a turkey burger for dinner in a little bit myself. I ate a lot at lunch too. I felt like I had a baked potato with some chili and cheese on it, and I was like, holy moly. But now I'm kind of feeling, I don't know, I might not have the burger. I might eat an apple or something. I'm not really hungry, so I don't know. Matthew said, spent the sprint cleaning my bathroom and read 20 pages. Excellent. I have to clean my bathroom too. And hey, Jasmine, just finished watching the England versus Argentina game. It was a good one, but I also found out I didn't get the new job. That's a bummer. But our principal has some really nice things to say. But as I said in Discord, Jasmine, at least you know what's expected. So if there's anything you can do to work towards getting that on your resume or having the opportunity to do that, something else may come up that might be a better fit for you. So don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. Something positive is going to come your way. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Sometimes when things don't work out, it's a blessing in disguise. And then something else good will come out of it. And hello, Brian. Hey, y'all. Just got off work. Hope everyone is having a great day. I am so far. I hope that now that you're off of work, that you are going to be able to relax a little bit. And hello, I'm still wrapping up video stuff. I'm almost done. Woot, woot. And Amazon is always delayed. Yeah, it's just weird. It's like some things arrive on time, or sometimes it'll come like a day early, and you're like, okay. But then when you really want something, I'm like, is the universe trying to see if I'm going to be annoyed or not? But I'm just like, I'm excited about trying this stuff out. So, yeah. I mean, hopefully I won't be disappointed. I'm just hoping it'll arrive tomorrow, and then I'll be happy. And I ate dinner tacos and went down a rabbit hole on Pinterest for bullet journal ideas. Fun, Alicia. And Amanda only has 15 pages left of The Lost Mine by Christopher Pike. Excellent. And Zach's here. Hello, I'm starting The Sea Hides, It's Dead by Megan Bontragen, which is a horror novel that came out yesterday. Nice. So you're reading something very new. And hello, book reader. Why are Republicans allowed here? This doesn't seem like this is the place for you, book reader. Bye-bye. And he gave me some really good feedback, so I greatly appreciated that. It came down to my lack of experience, so no worries. Yeah, so I think that whatever experience you are lacking, that is what you can kind of work on. And maybe your principal will give you some opportunities. Maybe you could even shadow the person that got the job and just to see. You know what I'm saying? I just know, like, when I first started volunteering through UNO Video at WYS TV, like I would go over there. They would volunteer for floor directing, but then I would see, can I come up to the booth and watch you direct and all that kind of stuff, just to have someone, give me some experience with it. And by doing that, I was actually able to get on the board and direct sometimes during like membership. So then when I became an associate producer or tried for that position, I could say, yeah, on my own time, I did XYZ. And so that really does help a little bit. So maybe that'll help you. And I posted one of the declutter and organize it pages I follow in video recs of Saturday Morning Momentum. Okay, good. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate that. Amazon has started to lose my package. That stinks. And that is not acceptable. And I don't get Amazon. Some things take forever, but then some come the next day. I guess different warehouses, maybe. We have actually had stuff delivered at like 4 a.m., which I think is insane. I'm like, who is up at 4 a.m. delivering packages? And sometimes they give us that option, and I'm like, I'm not going to choose that one. It can come at like noon or whatever, but it's disappointing when they say it's going to be delivered on a day and then it's delayed for something. So I don't know if something was supposed to ship. And I'm thinking about that now because, you can see whenever they ship, that's when your credit card gets charged. And I noticed that my amount that got charged yesterday was different than the total amount. And then I had a little charge today. So I'm thinking whatever was supposed to come in and get delivered, it wasn't all at one time. And that's what delayed it. I guess they just didn't want to make an extra trip. As it is, one item that I ordered is going to be coming in on Friday, but I needed the other stuff. I could wait on the one on Friday because it was one of these things. Well, I'll try it out. If I don't like it, I don't like it. I'd rather talk supernaturally. Yes. So our question is, would you rather talk supernaturally all the time or walk lively all the time? Which one would you rather do? So supernaturally was courtesy of Travis and lively was courtesy of Susan. And sorry about not getting the job. Kat is right. It could be a blessing in disguise. Yeah, I know like you're disappointed because you want to make that change. And Jasmine's job is very, very difficult and time consuming, so I think the change would be wonderful for her. But yeah, sometimes something better will come up. And 93 degrees feels like 102 with the humidity. We have hazy skies and smoke from the Canadian wildfires. I didn't realize that wildfires were happening in Canada again. It's a fine day to read indoors. Yeah. What? Yeah, I don't know. We had somebody pop in that's given us grief. And I filed and cleaned while I was on Socks Live. Excellent. Gold star. Agatha's here. Finished To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf yesterday and watched Project Hail Mary last night, giving my brain some space before starting something new. Gotcha. I read To the Lighthouse in college. Virginia Woolf, I think, is an acquired taste. I should give her another try. She happens to be one of Gretchen Rubin's favorite authors, but her stream of consciousness gets me. It's like it's all over the place. But yeah, I still have my copy of To the Lighthouse. I should give that another try at some point when I have the brain width to handle it. And I hope you enjoyed Project Hail Mary. I've heard a lot of great things about it. And Jasmine says, makes complete sense, Kat. I am going to try to do that and see if it truly is something I want to pursue. Yeah, sometimes that's the thing too. Like you go and you think it is something that you would enjoy doing, but then when you get behind the scenes and actually see it, you're like, oh, this is a lot different than what I anticipated. So yeah, it's going to work out. Something good is going to come your way, Jasmine. Stay positive. That's the thing. If you can try to stay positive. And you know what? You need to give yourself gold stars for applying for it and going on the interview. You got an interview. So just think about that. The fact that you got an interview means that the principal sees something in you and wants to have a conversation with you, so that's another thing that's wonderful about it too. And just because the other person gets the job doesn't mean that they're always the right fit for the job as well. I've seen that happen where somebody takes a job and they do it for about a year and then they don't like it, or it's not what they thought, or they're not good at it. And then they need to move them into a better fitting position for themselves. And still reading my your summer long through of Don Quixote. I hope you're enjoying it. And Anne said, we ate the leftover sausage and potatoes that I made yesterday in the crock pot. That sounds yummy. It was delicious, so I need to cook tomorrow. And Chris, to be fair, I would love a delivery at 4 a.m. as that's just before my bedtime. I know that's the normal. I know that's the normal time. Yeah, they don't do it all the time, but they will have a thing where they'll ask if you want it to be delivered between 4 and like 6 or something like that. And I'm like, I'm not going to do it. And walk lively. Caitlin would like to walk lively all the time. Same for Agatha. And walk lively. I have a bad knee and ankle, so if I were walking lively, those issues are resolved 100%. 100%. Angela says, I have 4 a.m. deliveries too. Alexa alerts me. So on those days, I have my coffee super early. That's amazing. That's awesome. And walk lively all the time. Yeah, we are always on alert for wildfire. So dry. I'm sorry to hear that, Matthew. So sorry about that. I don't guess there's anywhere in the world where we don't have to fight something with natural disasters. And loved a room of one's own, but not so much To the Lighthouse. Yeah, To the Lighthouse. I just remember like, what am I reading? What? I think maybe I wasn't mature enough to understand her at that time, even though I was in college. And Zach said, I already taught kind of supernaturally. I'll go with that one. That's not too different. And wildfire situations are crazy. I don't know how you prepare for a type of thing. I know when California, I was worried about my California friends because it was getting out of control where people were having to evacuate. Like one of the writers on Happy in Hollywood, they had to evacuate there. She lives in the valley, and they had to evacuate. She, her husband, and son had to evacuate their home. The fire didn't come into their neighborhood, but it was getting close enough that they had to evacuate. They had to go to a hotel. They had to be there for a number of days. And there were things that they had to prepare for. And one of the things that she talked about on Happy in Hollywood was having a bag or something and having a list of everything that you would need to take, medications, whatever it is that affects you every single day that you need. Have enough of it or take all of it if you can, especially like medication and stuff like that, because you don't know what your situation is going to be when you go back. But also her partner, Sarah, lives in California also, but she has a home, I want to say in Minnesota. And even when she went there for it was during the COVID period, she went to Minnesota. I think it was it was the home her family lived in. And like she had to have preparation stuff for like situations of snow. Like, if you drive and you have to have a bag or something in your car just in case like you get stuck and then you don't want to freeze. So I guess when you live in situations like that, you have all those tips. It's the same with us where I live with the hurricanes. It's like, hurricane season starts in June. It ramps up really August, September. But that's when this time for us, we should be making sure that we have, gasoline for our generator. The generator is actually working. That we are starting to get bottles of water, that we have canned goods, we have things, paper plates, anything we need that, we can survive for that amount of time. Do we have candles, or flashlights? Are the batteries in our flashlights working? Get batteries if we don't have any batteries. So it's just, I think when you live in that area, you just know what you have to have. So I don't know if Matthew has a checklist or what his protocol is, or if he's ever had to evacuate. And Agnes said, by the way, Project Hail Mary is free for Prime members on Amazon right now. I saw that. I did see that. Right now, I'm participating in Giallo July. So I'm trying to get my movies in for that. But I'd like to read the book before I see the movie, but I don't see myself reading the book anytime soon because I don't even own a copy of it. So I might just watch the movie and, whatever. I mean, I watched The Martian. I didn't even know it was based on a book back in the day. And it could be a blessing in disguise, Jasmine. I agree. Project Hail Mary is one of my favorite movies of the year. That's awesome. I know Jamie, my friend Jamie, who comes to us, she really enjoyed it. Jasmine said it is also hotter than hell's back porch here, too. So I took myself to the movies today, and I am not built for the feels like 106 temperatures. Yeah, I'm telling you, it is hot everywhere. I'll choose Walk Lively all the time, pain free, definitely, and probably Walk Lively. I'm not much of a talker. Carmen's gonna Walk Lively too, and it's fire season here in Washington State too. So, do you have a plan, Carmen? Do you have a plan in place for that? Kristen said, we just got a notice that there was a fire. Our Cali firefighters are beasts. I'm originally from Northeast, and it felt like another planet during fire season. Yes, bug out or fire bags are important. Okay. And it's 103 here, so I'm happy I'm indoors today. I haven't ever had to evacuate, but they will put us on an alert sometimes. In those times, we have a bag ready. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's what I've been told is like, I think even on Happier in Hollywood, they talked about that prior to the last wildfires that happened in California when it was really horrible. And they were talking about like being prepared, having the preparation. So all you have to do is grab it and have your list of things that you might have out on your counter or whatever. And Jasmine said, I appreciate all the kind words from y'all. Well, we love you, Jasmine. And Walk Lively for me. These retired basketball knees ache with the pressure changes. Aw. And I read Project Hail Mary, but haven't seen the movie. I recommend the audiobook. Excellent. We like that suggestion. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our Mad Libs for this evening. So, Zach, we need an adjective from you. And then let's get started with a verb. A verb, please. Yeah, I think I would rather walk lively all the time. I walk kind of fast. I walk with a purpose anyway, but I don't know how one talks supernaturally. Might change my mind if it would be fun. Run. So Jasmine said run, which is not going to make any sense, which is funny. My adjective will be electrinoid. No. Electronoid. Why am I saying noid? Electrionid. Electrionid. Try. Oh, Ned, you're keeping my brain healthy, Zach. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, now I need a type of food. A type of food. Only one. I feel like that it has something to do with electricity, but maybe not. Apple pie. Oh, that's fun. Okay, so Nicole, I don't need any other. Okay, I need you to change your crab cake to an adjective. Crab cake to an adjective. Kaylin, change your haggis to a verb ending in ing. Jen, change your popcorn. I mean, it is a noun. I need a noun. I'm going to leave it up to you. Do you want your noun to be popcorn or you can change it to another noun? And Kristen's laughing at haggis. I know. Well, Kaylin likes to be silly. What can I say? So Nicole is going to give me an adjective. Kaylin is going to give me a verb ending in ing. And Jen's going to decide if she wants to keep popcorn for her noun. Haggacine, as in we went haggacine, hee hee. Is that even a word? That is not a word. Unbreakable. Is that a word, Kaylin? Or are you just being silly? Are you being a goose? Are you being a goose? I am influenced by our Travis cat. Jen says, let's use that popcorn. Okay. Perfect. Okay. You told me to change it to a verb. No, I said, well, I meant change your word to a verb and an ing, not necessarily haggacine. Is haggacine actually a word? I'm going to put it since you said it. I don't know if it is. Haggacine. Maybe you could create a new form for haggis. Okay, now I need an article of clothing. Article of clothing. Next. Okay, Zach's teaching me. It's related to roosters. I also wanted to tell you, Zach, thank you for the Earl Grey tea recommendation. I'd have to go look at which one I got, but it comes in a fancy black box. I got it from Walmart, but it's yummy. I don't think it is either. Well, we're going to make it one. Sock. Let's see. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Okay, I like it. Sock. Pantyhose. Okay, so Angela, can you change your pantyhose? Give me an adjective. And fingerless gloves. Okay, we need to change fingerless gloves to a part of the body, which is going to be plural, just to let you know. We do have a plan, Kat. My daughter and her family had to bug out a few weeks ago. Thankfully, their place was okay. Whew, thank goodness. Thank goodness. And language is descriptive, not prescriptive. I think haggacine is a perfectly acceptable verb. And ooh, fancy tea. I don't know if it's fancy. I got it at Walmart. But it looks fancy. It's in a little black box, and the little tea packets are nice. Fiery. Okay. Good. I like that. Fiery. Okay, so legs. Oh. I capitalized it. I don't know why. Okay, now I need another adjective. And hey, thanks, Zach. Well, it is silliness. You can be a goose. I know that Travis is a silly butt cheek, so you could be a goose. So yes, I need an adjective. I'm dotting my I's. Ooh. Now Agatha says fishy, which I think is going to be funny for that. Fishy. Very good. Cranky. Okay. I need you to change cranky to a noun, and that noun is going to be used twice. So think carefully about your noun, Jen. And Jasmine, change preposterous to a noun. It's going to be different from Jen's. So Jen's going to come up with a noun, and Jasmine's going to come up with a noun, and then I'm going to need an animal. An animal. Unless Jen or Jasmine puts an animal. Then I'm going to have to go eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Yeah, try to come up with a noun that's, let's see. Jasmine said a disco ball. That's going to be cute. A disco ball. And Angela says a possum. They're cute. A pirate. Arg. That's hilarious. Okay, and the last thing that we need is a part of the body, and it is not plural. So whoever gives me the last part of the body. It was the first thing that popped in my head. But it is going to be kind of funny the way it comes in the story. So I have to say. Ooh, Angela says a calf. Okay. Perfect. Thank y'all very, very much. I appreciate that. Ooh, I'm glad we didn't go with that because that would be terrible. It would be funny, but not something you want to think with. Okay, so when we come back from our sprint, the story is how to survive quicksand. How to survive quicksand. Okay, so we'll do another 45 if that's good for everybody. I hope that is. I'm going to decide what I'm going to do. If I'm going to read or go work in my library. Let's see. Eleanor just popped in. Whoops. Something every 80s kid needs to know how to do. Think what you're calling. Hello, just got home from errands. It's 93 degrees. Yuck. I'm glad you're here, though. You need to cool off. Okay, 45. Happy sprinting, everyone. Hello, welcome back. So, how did everybody do during that last sprint? I ate an apple and shared a couple of pieces with Bailey and Luna. They love apple. I also loaded my dishwasher. Haven't started it yet because we'll add, as you know, until the end of the evening. And what else did I do? I worked on my library. And I have a question for y'all. Okay, so these are two books that I got from my mom. They are by Philippa Carr. I guess that's how you pronounce her name. But she also is Victoria Holt. Okay, so these are my two books that Philippa Carr. And I have a couple of Victoria Holt. Would y'all, and I've had this problem with another author, Elise, I think she's Alicia Craig and Charlotte McLeod. So because I had more books by her writing as Charlotte McLeod, I put all my books together in McLeod. Would y'all do the same thing with this? Would you put her by Carr or would you put her by Holt? So just curious. I mean, even my Stephen King books, like he wrote as Richard Bachman, but I have him in my Stephen King collection. So just curious about that. I also finished listening to my Gretchen Rubin, Happier with Gretchen Rubin podcast and started listening to Happier in Hollywood, the podcast. Also, I wanted to show you that tea. You see how I think that's just a nice box. It's Taylor's. That's the Earl Grey. But I just think their little packets are they just look very fancy. I don't know, nicer. So, yeah. Anyway, this is the tea that I'm enjoying, Earl Grey tea. I do still have some organic chai that I need to finish drinking. But I just think it comes in a nice little box. They have different flavors, but this is the first one that I tried. So I don't know if anybody has ever tried Taylor's, but that's the tea that I am drinking. So let me know what y'all got up to. Weigh in on what you would think for the, if I should put her with C or H. I don't want to really split them up. I also have the dilemma that Stieg Larsson wrote the trilogy, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy, but then there were people who wrote dragon tattoo books after with Lisbeth Salander. But I'm thinking I need to keep them together and put them with Stieg Larsson since he was the original. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about that. Just curious. So before we went, oh yeah, I can't forget about our story. Emily's like, no, how to survive quicksand. I know, quicksand. Yeah, I also talked to my husband because my husband had to inform me he's not coming home tonight. I won't see him again until Friday. He had to go out of town unexpectedly. So I'm sad, but it's the nature of the job. Jen said to Emily, I think that was such a fear we all had growing up in the 80s and 90s as we would encounter it regularly. Now, I know. But you would always see it in all kinds of TV shows. They would have it with quicksand. And Anne says it's 100 in Delaware. Yeah, I don't know what it is here. I think it's like 90 something. And thank you for being here, Susan. I appreciate you. Have a good rest of your evening. Emily C got to page 370 of 438. Very nice. No reading. I finished part 1 of my 3-part final assignment due next week. Woot woot. I was going to record some content, but I am just not in the mindset. I get that. I'm going to work on my book journal and a to-do list. Yeah, I did make my to-do list for tomorrow. I did that already. And then Nicole read 10% of Dreadful, made it to 90%. I also brushed my car, Smudge. Oh, not your car, your cat, right? I also brushed my cat, Smudge, for as long as she would tolerate it. Some people do name their cars, so that wouldn't be totally out of the box, but I don't think your car would have an opinion. Carmen made it to 90%. Excellent. Matthew is still reading his book, 30 pages left. Excellent. And Jasmine showered, put stuff in the dryer, and eating some fried rice for dinner. That sounds yummy. Just checked and we have that tea here, so I'll have to try it. Yay. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I will probably try some other, but Taylors of Harrogate, Yorkshire, England, 1886. That's what it says on here. It does. It says by appointment to, I don't know what the HRH, the Prince of Wales, suppliers of beverages, Taylors of Harrogate, North Yorkshire, since 1886. Yep. So I gotta check out the other flavors, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. And I would keep Dragon Tattoo books together. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because one of the people's names is starts with an L, and then I just recently got one from Karen Smirnoff. I don't think it's Smirnoff. That's a liquor, but it's something like that. SM. But I think I'm just going to keep them in, or I'm going to put the trilogy first, and then put the other two alphabetically like that. I watched the children outside while they were on their scooters, finished Fairy Diamond Art number 5. Yay, Nola. Only one left to do before I match them with their doors. Excellent. That's so fun. That's exciting. And I agree with your rationale for book organizing, Kat. Yeah, I have to see. I think I only have 2 Victoria Holt books, and I have the 2 Carr books so far. I mean, there could be other ones at my dad's house, but thinking I might do that and see. Read some of Inked Out by Karen McIlerney, a Snug Harbor mystery. Wonderful. I would definitely keep the series together. I'm not good to make those calls, though. My 1,800 plus books are basically, if it fits, it sits. Yeah, I'm trying very hard to keep everything together. But one of the things that I have to do, that I'm doing right now, is I'm trying to leave a little open space on as many shelves as I can, because I have to put books in. I have a bunch of different books that I'm about to put in. Some of them are going to stay in this room, but some of them need to go out there. And I keep saying I'm going to do another book haul for May and June. I just haven't had time to film one. Once I do that, then I can put all of those books on the shelf. But it's like I like to try to keep series together. And not break them up. But when they write under different names, it's like, what do you do? And yes, a cat. My car's name is Daisy. Gotcha. And Taylor's has always been popular. Well, that's good to know. I just happened to, I was like, that's a pretty box. I wonder if the tea is any good. His Royal Highness. Oh, Matthew, thank you. Okay, His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales. Awesome. I learned something. Thank you, Matthew. And if they are different genres, I would separate them because mine are organized by genre. Oh, no. I'm not organizing mine by genre because I'd have books all over the place. The only genre that I'm separating is I do have horror behind me. Like, if it's horror light, I mean, I know Anne Rice is considered, she's like gothic horror, but I don't have enough room to put all of her books that I have on this shelf. So, and Peter Straub might have to leave this room too. Clive Barker's up there. If I could fit Clive Barker on my Stephen King shelf, but I was thinking about putting Anne Rice in that room, but it might be Clive Barker, Joe Hill, Stephen King, and Peter Straub. But I have to see if I have enough room because I do have some books that belong to my husband in that room on that bookshelf. I don't know where else to put those books. They're at the very top, but I'm thinking about putting them at the very bottom. I don't know. And then I do have my folklore books that are kind of set to the side. All my zombie books are in one area. And that's just because at the moment I do Folklore February and Zombie-thon. So that's why I kind of put them out. But some of my folklore books I might put in general pop and just have like the collections that are specifically about folklore. Like I have no Nordic folk tales or my gnomes, but even my gnomes book might have to move because it's tall. I don't know. It's so hard. And as soon as a soon to be librarian, I say genreify over alpha order. Ugh, I cannot. I cannot. I'll be all over the place trying to look for my books. His Royal Highness, yes, that's what Matthew said. And mine are organized alphabetically, works for me. I do have Anne Rice and Stephen King on their own shelves. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, my Stephen King collection, I mean, I have him like double, like books in front of books right now. He could take up technically my whole entire bookcase that I have in my room because I have pretty much everything by him except for whatever new stuff. Like he's about to have a new book, I think, come out in September. But I don't know. Is it Twinings or Twinings tea is the most popular tea among the Brits? I might watch too many British YouTubers. I don't know. That's awesome. And why not do both? Oh, genre and alphabetical? Is that what you're referring to? I mean, it's easier for me to find my books in alphabetical order because then I can go right to where I need to do. And I also really should make a section for classics instead of having my classics like my Victorian books and all that should be kind of separated from, I think, what you consider more contemporary. So I don't know. And my nonfiction is separated out. They have their own space. Middle grade and YA have their own shelves. Although I do have some middle grade. I have my Nancy Drews in here right now. So I got to figure that out too. I'm running out of space for my middle grades because my middle grade bookshelf is out in this foyer area. And it does have picture books. So the picture books are all going to go on the bottom of these three shelves. And if I run out of room for picture books, that just means I can't buy any more picture books. That's going to be the rule I'm going to give myself because I just don't have enough space. I guess whenever Andrew gets his home or home where he can take all of his books, then I'll have more room. But he has a lot of books too. A lot. Like I have totes. I have 2 totes in here full of books of his books. I've got books and totes out there. It's a lot. I like to organize by genre, size, and then alphabetical. Yes, Stephen King still steady releasing. I know. I'm so sad that he's getting older. He is older. Zach said, I'm such an eclectic reader. My system almost has to be insane to make any sense to me. Like I have a mythology section regardless if it's fiction or nonfiction. No, I get that. That's kind of how my folklore section is, you know, because I have nonfiction about Krampus, but then I also have like fictional books about Krampus. So yeah. And hey, Lauren, how are you? Good to see you. And same to Zach. Kristen's saying. Okay, so I guess as long as it makes sense to you and you're able to find it, that's really all that matters, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. Okay, so let's listen to our story, How to Survive Quicksand. So here we go. Here's where, already messing up. Here's what to run if you stumbled into some electrionid sand. Number 1, stay calm. Be as cool as apple pie. Number 2, avoid unbreakable movements. Squirming and haggacing will make it worse. You don't know what haggacing means, but it will make it worse. Number 3, ditch your stuff. Remove your heavy popcorn pack and sock to be as fiery as a feather. Just take off one sock. Number 4, don't let your legs go into the fishy sand. Keep them up above your head. That would be painful. Number 5, finally, if you see a vine or pirate nearby, freeze. Are you sure it's a pirate? Or is it a snake? Or the tail of a disco ball eating possum? Think with your calf before making any sudden decisions. If we use Emily's colon, you would have to think with your colon before making any sudden decisions. I love the pirate part. I love the pirate part. It's hilarious. Lauren says, I am still trying to finish the Beach Babes book, so I'm hoping I can get some chapters read tonight. I hope so. And go into the fishy sand head first. I know, your poor legs above your head. It's ridiculous. Oh, Jasmine says, I'm going to use that one. Think with your calf with my high schoolers. Yeah, you have to like say it with all seriousness and then see what their reaction is. That was a fun story. It was. Yes. If you see a vine or a pirate nearby, freeze. And I love how they ask the question, are you sure it's a pirate? I need to get back into reading rhythm myself. Be cool as an apple pie. I know. That's a good one. Okay, so that was a fun story. I enjoyed that one. Okay, we are going to go into, let's see the time, because I do think I am going to go for a walk before the sun goes down. So it is 6:33. We could finish by 7:15, it'd be about 7:30. And then if I get dressed in my walking clothes, then I can go right off after I'll pop off. So that'd be perfect. So this will be our last sprint. They're going to look at me like I'm nuts. And if y'all didn't know what haggissing meant, this should make it abundantly clear. And the calves have all the answers. Yes, that's true. So think with them. Think with your calves or your colon, as Emily suggested. Okay, so let's get our last sprint up right there. There we go. Okie dokie. So let me change our clock. Get our clock up. There we go. And we are started. Happy sprinting. Zach says that doesn't appear to be a verb haggissing. We get to define it. See? Obviously. Happy sprinting. Welcome back. Okay, so how did everybody do? I worked some more in my library and moved some books around and got books on shelves. So the point I'm at right now is where I'm going to put my classics. I got to figure that out. Um, and then I'm going to have to move picture books down here so that way I can make more room on that shelf. But it seems like all my adult fiction as of right now is kind of where it needs to be for the moment. I may have to get some more little baskets or something, but anyway. And then I brought some more books in here and changed because I'm going to go walk after I jump off of sprints with y'all. Go walk, and I'll probably listen to my Wolves of the Cala while I'm walking. I mean, I'll be reading this when it's time for me to go to bed too. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I can scratch that off my list of what I needed to do today. So yeah, I'm pleased with everything I did for today. So let's see how y'all did. So ED finished for today at the university and was headed home. So hopefully he made it safely back home. Swamp Gas misses my Orleans Tea Company, Orleans. And you need to add Barry a semi-trailer in the back room. Add B a semi-trailer in the back room. Backyard. I don't understand. And then Emily said, I am going to say goodnight, need to get some dishes done and make some jello, and I am still dealing with a headache. I'm sorry to hear that, Emily. Hopefully you can get some relief. Hopefully get all your stuff done. I have to add my last few dishes after I go walk. I do need to vacuum too. I could save it for tomorrow, but I'd rather do it today. I like to try to vacuum. I would love to do it every day, but every other day is better than not every day. I mean, better than nothing. Thank you for being here, Emily. Appreciate you. Hope that headache goes away. Jamie made it back before the end of sprints. Yay. I hope everything went well with your doctor's appointment. And then Zach said, poem. There once was a wild haggis named Emily. She couldn't stop haggissing and got kicked out by her family. One day she was squirming on some rocks when she was eaten by a fox. Oh, wow. I love that. You're so creative, Zach. Thank you. And thank you for using haggis and haggissing in there. I hope Kaylin is able to hear that. And then our friend Alicia hopped out because she is going to be doing her sprints at 7:30. So in about 7 minutes, if anybody wants to hop on sprints with her. Also, Nell is sprinting and Lucy is sprinting. So lots of people sprinting if y'all want sprints to continue. And Alicia came in. She says, I keep missing sprints. Hope you're doing well. I miss you, Alicia. Yo, I'm doing well. I'm getting ready to go walk. And then Stormy said, I just finished Partners in Crime. Yay! We need to give you, whoops, some professional applause. Applause is for anybody that finished their book today, for sure. Kristen says, thanks for sprints. Enjoy your walk and have a great rest of your week. Same to you. Just a reminder, everyone, we will not be having Saturday Morning Momentum this Saturday because Kelsey and her boyfriend Paul will be passing through at the time that we normally do it. They'll be having breakfast with us. So just to say, we will be back on our regular schedule next week, Wednesday and Saturday. So I just want to remind y'all about that. And doing good here. We had enchiladas for dinner. Yum. I love a good enchilada. Love it. And Nicole has 7 pages left. You can do it. Jen listened to an audiobook while updating her book journal. Woohoo, gold star. And Shannon's been working on a lot of things. Finished the promo stuff, finished uploading one of my books to Barnes and Nobles directly now that I left D2D. And now looking at SM stuff that I need to plan. I know I probably should know what that is. I'm sorry, I'm getting tired. ED read a little. Very good. Zach got a chapter 6 in The Sea Hides It's Dead. It's intriguing so far. I'm glad you're liking it. Jamie said, I made it to page 263 of 326 in 1984. Wonderful. I still have to read 1984. Playing solitaire and watching World Cup semi-final game. Thanks for sprints. Well, thank you, Eleanor, for being here. I hope you have a good rest of your evening. Ate dinner and had some ice cream. Yum. Read more. Still not finished, but will be tonight. Thanks for sprints. Well, thank you, Matthew, for being here. I appreciate you. And I hope that you get that done. Zach just said, just to be clear, my poem was about Emily Fox, the booktuber. Oh, she's the one I gave $5,000 to pay for half of is it our new air conditioner, and she was rude. She was a rude, entitled garbage. Oh, wow. That is terrible. I can't believe she was rude to you. That is awful, Zach. And awesome, Zach. And Brian says, I've got dinner done. We'll be heading to the gym here soon and continuing. I'm Pint of No Return. That is funny. By Dana Mintic. I love it. I love the title. That is awesome. And then I heard it. Yay, Kaylin. Half of her new air condition. Sorry. Voice typing. I can't believe she was rude to you. Awful. Amanda said, that was a fast sprint. I guess I didn't do anything. Trying to decide what to read next. Yes, I couldn't believe it. I came to check on the stream because I was busy working, and I was like, oh, I got 11 minutes left. I need to go change. So, yeah, it went by quick. When you get involved in something, or maybe not get involved in something, it goes by pretty quickly. And then thank you, Angela, for being here. Angela read 105 pages. Very productive reading sprints. Have a good week. Same to you, Angela. I'll see you next week. Thank you, Jamie, for being here. I'll see you next week as well. I hope you'll all have a good rest of your evening. Angela's going to be reading 1984 soon as well. So, yeah, have a nice rest of your evening, your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Hope y'all have some good plans. If Alex has sprints on Friday, I should be able to attend Friday sprints. So I may see some of you there if she is having sprints. As far as I know, she is. But, yeah, otherwise, I will see y'all next Wednesday. And have a good night, all, from Alicia Yo. You too, my friend. She's the rudest person I've ever encountered. If I wanted to be ignored and treated like crap, I would have given it to a politician. That's true. That's true. Good night, Jen. I'm glad your electricity held out. And thank you so much, ED, for popping in. I will try to enjoy my walk. Bailey's trying to make an entrance at the end here. Good night, Kaylin. Good night, Jasmine. Good night, Amanda. I will see y'all all soon.